Hey, folks, welcome back. This is Don, your spastic simmer. Always good to see you here today for you. I have another tour. A tour of a castle. Uh, well, here I go. I can't remember my own script. But it's a castle shell challenge that is up on my gallery. And this one that we're going to tour today, once I get all of my notes and everything together, will be up on the gallery as well. The link to what's required is on my YouTube on the shell challenge itself. I did a small video on that shell challenge for you on our YouTube. Also, the instructions are on my Twitter. Are you not on my Twitter? Oh, shame on you. You should be on my Twitter. You can Google the Spastic Simmer or Google I wasn't talking to you. Thank you very much. Or you can just go to Twitter and type in the Spastic Simmer. Yeah. So let's drop on down and see what we've got going on, shall we? Go down here to walk through. And the music appears to be a little loud. There we go. I'm still getting used to that background music player, so we're just going to have to get on with it. All right. So what we're going to do is I'm going to start the walkthrough video just as always. All right, and here we go, getting lined up. We're going to go through the gate. And as always, you're going to notice that my hands are going to be a little trimmered. So, you know, you're just going to have to hang in there with me while we get through this. It's not a real long one. This is, it's about a 12-minute walkthrough. The castle is big. And the history on the Caerlaverock Castle, this is as close as I could get it with, with the stuff that we have available in Sims. Now, all of the custom content that I use, just like every time I do custom content, all of the custom content that I use is going to be listed in my gallery. I'm not going to take up a whole lot of space here on the YouTube channel or on the other social networks where this is shared. But, all of the custom content is going to be right up there on the gallery where you can just copy and paste it in and download the custom content. You just want to make sure you remember to download the custom content to your game before you started. Those of you that may have never had any dealings with custom content before, you want to download it, get everything down, extract the zip files or the RAR files, then delete the zip files or the RAR files and leave everything else there. So where we're at right now is we're coming into a small kitchenette. This little kitchen area provides meals for the room that we're in now. This is where the members of the court hold meetings. The king and the queen and the members of the court sit down. They hold closed meetings. That way nobody else can get involved, so to speak. Now we're going to go into the throne room. Now keep in mind the throne room does double as the Great Hall. It is used for big dinners, used for dancing. All of the tables and chairs and everything are moved out, and you have dancing. Also, I will put the website to the Caerlaverock Castle in case you want to read up on it. Now, like I said, I got it as close as I could because of the types of content that's available for us in Sims. The castle does have 3 kitchens, not counting the king and queen's kitchen, or the court's kitchen, as it were. Altogether, it has 4 kitchens. It also has a cold room, a cold storage room. Now, this would have had ice in it, a drain in the floor. Kitchen number 1 that you saw back a little bit had a well in it. It was also called the well room or the well kitchen. I did find those they're not really cauldron, the fire pots. The custom content for them is labeled in the gallery. Here we go. We're up on the 2nd floor. You'll notice I was not fixing to try to go up those stairs. Now you're going to notice each of these rooms are connected by an adjoining door. That's normal. That's what it's supposed to be. In this particular castle, during this day and age when it was built, the rooms were adjoined by a door. And whoever was trying to get from one end of the castle to the other would have to knock on the doors. And of course, one of the rooms might be occupied by guards because it moves right off into one of the security torrents. The castle is a triangular shape, and that's not a very common shape even today, and it wasn't back then. But this was an absolutely formidable castle. I mean, it was destroyed when it was first built in the 1200s. It was only destroyed 2 or 3 times, and that was from 1200 to 1649 when it was refurbished and brought up to date for the 1600s. In the 1600s, the refurbish of 1649, they gutted it. I mean, pulled everything out of it, hired all of the craftspeople that needed to be hired. This is the grand library. The books and things stored in there were priceless. And of course, you know, in later in the 1600s, when the English actually used cannon fire and took it down, well, they didn't have it in them. I mean, when you think about the Battle of Culloden in the 1800s and what the Scots went through during the Battle of Culloden, and then the big purging of the clans after the Battle of Culloden, the Scots were just tired, you know. They weren't beat by any means, but they were tired. So a lot of them, you know, they just said to hell with it and went on ahead and did what they needed to do. So when I was doing the tour, I kind of stopped here. I did the tour live on my Twitch channel. So I kind of stopped here for a minute, was answering a question, and then we went on. So on the other side of the castle, we also have the adjoining doors. And to see what this thing looks like in pictures in real life, like I say, the websites, the link for the Caerlaverock Castle will be in the YouTube description of this video. It may not be in the other social networks where I pin the video to, but it will be in the YouTube. And I mean, you know, let me tell you, we need those, you know, if you want to see us keep putting up content like this. You'll notice I don't really go through the trouble of putting up speed builds anymore. Oh, because number one, it takes hours to edit a speed build video. Right. So this is one of the guard shacks here. And once again, I had a question. But this is the stair room, and it moves up into the guards' quarters where a couple of guards would live 24/7 to keep the castle guarded. And they would swap out. So you may have 4 or 6 different guards that would be sleeping in there or staying in that cabin at any given time. And of course, two of them would sleep, the rest of them would be out. So, yeah. And when we come through, of course, this is the king. This is the king's quarters, and the door to the left leads out onto a terrace where the king could go out and address his people. And the other door leads out to the defensive terrace overlooking or looking down on the front of the castle. Now, let me tell you, when someone attacked this castle, there was 3 stories of castle that they had to shoot arrows up at. Now, when they came out with the 50 calipers in the 1800s, the castle was a little harder to defend. But when it was first built, the maximum thing they had was a crossbow. Well, crossbow can travel pretty far. Most people had bows and arrows. So, an arrow is not going to have a lot of killing power, and they're not going to be able to aim real good at three massive stories high. And of course, we're looking out now across Hinford on Bagley, and it's just the world is just absolutely beautiful. The Sims team did an amazing job. So here we're in the courtyard. Now, the courtyard of the Caerlaverock Castle, if you ever get to Scotland, around the Dumfries area of the Highlands, you really should visit the Caerlaverock Castle. It's a very imposing castle from the outside, and then you're absolutely amazed at how much room it really didn't have on the inside. Building a castle in a triangular fashion really eats up the room on the inside for the courtyard, as you can well see here. And of course, the main entry doors are there. And there's your 3 doors for the kitchen. Now, those do have arches on them. And at one time, they did have wooden doors. And of course, we're going to go back out now. And this was where the drawbridge would have been. Memory serves, I think the drawbridge was about 40 or 50 foot long, and that's unheard of for a drawbridge of the time, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to, I believe what I did here is I kind of panned back, well, full moon. That is a custom content, by the way. That is a mod adding a full moon to Sims. I'm not going to try to look it up. I've had it forever. So you can Google The Sims 4 full moon, and you can download the mod for that. What I'm going to do now is we're going to turn around and we're going to take a look at the sheer magnificence of this castle. I am a real big fan of the Caerlaverock Castle, and I kind of bowed up a bit and took a downward view. Yes, the castle does have a triangular moat with a real deep burn around it, a hill, right? And then around that is marsh. So trying to build this castle was an absolute pain in the butt. Couldn't you just imagine all of the stone and everything that had to be hauled in for this castle in order to get it built? Yeah, so the building of this thing, it was just absolutely amazing, honestly. But, hey, you guys, if you want to see more content, you need to come watch our live presentations, our live streaming daily, Monday through Friday, for the most part. Monday through Friday from 3 p.m. Central Time to 5 p.m. Central Time. And, if we're doing something really fun and people want me to stick around after 5 o'clock, unless I have to go to the school and get my daughter, or something happens with my mom because I've got her, I keep an eye on her. If she falls or something, you'll see me look up on occasion. So, we like to have a lot of fun over at the Spastic Simmer. I chatter a lot. I forget what I'm talking about a lot. And I damn sure forget what I'm doing a lot. People find it a giggle. They really do. But we appreciate you, to my subscribers, to my followers, to everyone out there. We absolutely appreciate you. And we want everybody to have a great day. And thank you very much for watching. Let me know what kind of bills you want. Do you have something that needs to be toured? We do tours on Friday. Yep. Most of the time. We do tours on Friday. So you got to be in my channel. Got to be there or be square. Have a great day.